For the past and up to the present, we hear and read negative comments and unsubstantiated claims from both ordinary and highly educated people manifesting ethnic bias and racial prejudice. Back in our younger days and sadly even today, how many times do we hear remarks such as, "Ang dumi mo, para kang igorot." "Ay, igorot ka pala, bakit ang puti mo?" "Ay, igorot ka pala, bakit ang talino mo?" "Ay, igorot ka pala, bakit wala kang buntot?" "Di ba ang igorot dapat nasa bundok lang?" And so on and so forth. Sadly, the word igorot has a lot of negative denotations and connotations and even misconceptions when it only means one thing, mountain dweller, that of North Luzon in the northern Philippines. Someone who lives in an elevated place or a hill or a mountainous province, so to speak. It's as simple as that. It's just the ignoramus many who are making it so complex and so complicated. We only have a particular and distinct culture and traditions that we follow, thus making us indigenous. In short, innate or naturally clustered, and we are grouped into different tribes according to our geographical locations. In fact, since we live on the mountains, we should be proud and feel like we are high and mighty and on top of the world. But out of simplicity and humility, such idea was and is never entertained. Some glued in us a stigma of being uncivilized, barbaric, and worst, headhunters. On the contrary, we are kind-hearted and loving people. We live by moral guidance in our community with the idea of inayan, or fear of the Lord, and we live with the concept of justice and fairness. We are patient and enduring, and most of us prefer to work hard for our daily needs. Mind you, needs and not wants. We have that be good to me and I'll be good to you, or I'm good to you because you are good to me attitude. We live and we desire a very simple life. You can see that in our manner of dressing. We don't go for signatured or branded clothings, but to those we are comfortable with. We don't go for expensive ornaments, jewelries, or bags, because for us, practicality is the name of the game. We'd rather have a 10 pesos worth of bag with 5,000 pesos in it, rather than having a 5,000 pesos worth of bag with only 10 pesos in it. This applies to any appliances or any items we use and we need in our daily existence. As such, we value education that much. Igorot parents strive hard to give their children a good education, even if it means stripping them of their luxuries in life. My mother used to tell me when I was still a little girl to sleep early, wake up early, have a good breakfast, and go to school, and my day would be complete. Some say we are naive and ignorant. For me, ignorance only applies to those who think and say bad about other people they don't know where they came from. They call us native when they themselves are native too. Native meaning birth or origin of. For their information, whether we live in any city or any province, we are all native of a certain place, a certain region, a certain location. If you were born in Cagayan, you are a native of Cagayan. If you come from the mountain province, you are a native of the mountain province. If you are from Pangasinan, then you are a native of Pangasinan. Again, it's as simple as that. Ladies and gentlemen, I am an Igorot, and I am prouder and proudest of being one. And like other human tribes in the whole wide world, the Lumads of Mindanao and the Mangyans of the Visayas, I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and I am created with the image of God. Matagot-tagot ako, amin, and mabuhay.
Naging viral ang online ng hashtag na Proud to be Igorot Challenge.
Yan ay matapos lumabas sa isang libro at learning module ang umano'y hindi katanggap-tanggap na pagsasalarawan sa mga Igorot. May report si JP Soriano.
Napansin nyo rin ba online ang hashtag Proud to be Igorot Challenge ng ating mga kababayang Igorot, kung saan ibinahagi nila ang kanilang mga larawang suot ang tradisyonal na damit. Tugon daw nila ito kung paano isalarawan ang mga Igorot sa ilang libro at learning module. Gaya nito na pinasasagutan kung wasto o hindi wasto ang isang pangungusap. Sa libro namang Masayang Buhay, Binagong Edisyon 2001, sinasabing ang mga Igorot daw ay kulot na kulot ang itim na buhok, Pero nauna nang sinabi ng publisher na 2018 pa nila pinull out ang mga libro matapos silang makatanggap ng mga puna. Wala na rin daw ito sa sirkulasyon. Humihingi rin sila ng paumanhin sa nangyari. Hindi ito ang unang beses na may mga lumabas sa mga libro na hindi katanggap-tanggap para sa mga igorot. Kaya si Mountain Province Congressman Attorney Maximo Dalog Jr. sumulat kay Education Secretary Lenore Briones para maitama ito.
We were alarmed, offended and annoyed by the portrayal and description of us. That is why we made the letter to Secretary Liling Briones to make the necessary corrections or to rectify the errors being portrayed against the IGOROTs.
Tutugunan naman daw agad ng DepEd ang reklamo ni Congressman Dalog Jr.
Okay.
Ayon naman sa DepEd, hindi raw nila papayagan ang ganitong uri ng diskriminasyon.
Hello everyone, naimbag nga agsapa, gawis ay wiit, mayat ay agsapa, maayong buntag. Very good morning to everyone. I hope everybody is fine. I am an igorot. I will be straight to the point. I am an igorot. I am actually an FBI, full-blooded igorot or NBI, na pintas nga babae nga igorota. Whether you like it or not, I'm an igorot. Igorot actually, hindi pa na-discover ni Ferdinand Magellan ang Pilipinas noong 1521, meron na pong mga igorot. And better pronounce it as igorot or igorot. Never pronounce it as igorot or igorot. Kasi kung minsan sa pronunciation po tayo nagkakatalo. And as I was telling you, during the Japanese, the Spaniards, and the American occupations, igorot has played a major part or major role in our history. If you remember during the Battle of Caloocan, when Emilio Aguinaldo was fighting against the Americans, pinatawag po niya ang more than 200 soldiers na igorot, 200 warriors na igorot, and after the war, walang namatay sa kanila kahit isa man. And if you read history books, you will know and you will learn that the Cordillera is the only region in the Philippines that has never been invaded by colonizers, by the Japanese, by the Americans, or by the Spaniards. It is because of the gallantry of the Igorots and of course the terraneous and the mountainous region, mahirap pong akyatin ng mga invaders. But very important there is the gallantry and the bravery of the Igorot na they have been preserving their territories. Our territories, I mean. So, Igorot actually is a collective term na ginagamit for the tribes that encompassing the Cordillera Administrative Region. We have here the different tribes like the Gadangs, the Ibaloys, the Kankanays, even the Isnegs, the Itnegs, and so on and so forth. Katulad po ng mga indigenous people sa Mindoro. The indigenous people of Mindoro are called Mangyans. Mangyans po ang tawag sa kanila. Pero, compared po sa mga Igorot, mas sikat po ang mga Igorot. Ewan ko, gusto nilang nadi-despise or they like despising the Igorot. For some reasons po, ang Igorot po mula pa nung pagkabata ko ay naginang dinidespise. We always hear derogatory remarks about the Igorot. I still remember during yung comedian na si Candy Pangalinan, during one of her shows in Baguio City when she said, hindi po ako Igorot, ako po ay isang tao. You know, it's very insulting. It's very derogatory. And right there and then, she was banned in Baguio City. All her movies was banned in Baguio City. And she was declared persona non grata. And marami pa po ako naririnig yung mga past celebrities, marami pa ako narinig, pero this is not the time to dig deeper into those. And sa nakita po natin na ginawa ng DepEd doon sa nagpakalat ng learning modules for the student, this is another insult to us. Well, of course, me as an Igorot, I don't really care. It doesn't really matter kahit na sabihin nilang ang anyo ko ay parang demonyo or ang anyo ko ay parang isang baboy o parang isang unggoy. Because for me, what is important is my character. Hindi naman importante ang anyo ng isang tao, kundi yung ugali, yung asal, yung pagkatao. Yun ang mas importante. So I am just making this reaction video for everyone to know more about the IGOROTs. The IGOROTs, we have different tribes scattered around the Cordillera Administrative Region, and we are called. We have Ifugao, we have the Kalinga, we have Apayao. Kalinga and Apayao actually was just one province, pero pinag-separate nila. And then we have the Mountain Province, we have Benguet, and we have Abra. And there are only two cities, Tabuk City, which is in Kalinga, and Baguio City, which is in Benguet. Yung mga nagtatanong po sa inyo na La Trinidad ay nasa Baguio City, wala po. Baguio City is just a chartered city of Benguet. So sa mga
ay nagsasabi o nagtatanong na ang Sagada daw po ay nasa Baguio City or nasa Benguet. Hindi po. Ang Sagada po is just one of the 10 municipalities of the Mountain Province, and doon po ako nanggaling. Both of my parents are from the beautiful Antadao Sagada Mountain Province.
Lilito po, I am presenting myself. Isa po akong Igorot. I am proud to be one. And if you read the history, you will learn more about the Igorots, and you'll learn more kung paano po kami. Hindi po namin binubuhat ang aming mga bangko. Hindi namin binubuhat ang aming mga bangko. It's just to erase and to clarify any misconceptions about an Igorot, who they really are, and how they exist in this world. So, marami pong salamat kaibigan sa panonood, and truly, I am an Igorot. I am an Igorot.